back to my channel. My name is Mary, and in today's video we are going to take a look back at our goals and really talk about why we fail in goal setting as I share my personal journey. Let's do this! So the first reason why we fail in goal setting is not truly fully believing that we can achieve the goals that we set out for ourselves. And I recently was just reviewing my goals and I realized that there are some things that I wrote down that was so big, that was so scary, that though I want them for myself, I don't truly fully yet believe it. And I realized that that was the first step where I was jeopardizing myself. And it's very important that as you write down a goal, no matter how big it is, to truly embody that goal, to truly believe that you're capable, that you're worthy, that you have what it takes to achieve that goal, or else you're setting yourself up for failure. The minute you don't believe it, no matter if you write it down, you're setting yourself up for failure. And so the first step is take a step back and look at all your goals and ask yourself this singular question. Do you truly believe that you are capable in achieving your goals? So the second reason why we fail in goal setting is not having a clear plan, a clear end-to-end plan on how we would like to achieve our goal. Think of it this way. Sure, you have a goal in mind, and sure, you probably have a general idea on how you can reach this, but without a clear laid out plan, you may not reach your goal. And if you ask me, that is where I have failed in my goal setting process, because I'll have a great idea, a great goal, and I know I can achieve it, and then I'll start writing out the plan, and the plan seems to be taking me long to figure it out, and then my instinct is, you know what, let me just start and I'll figure it out as I continue. More often than not, what has happened is along the way I have hit an obstacle, and during that time I end up pausing. If I had a plan that had incorporated, when I hit an obstacle, this is the amount of time that I take to figure this out, or these are the alternate options that I can actually pursue the same goal, then it would allow me to continue. And so having a plan really is a good framework to ensure that you actually fulfill and reach your goal. So the third reason why we fail in goal setting is lack of discipline and lack of focus. For me, lack of discipline includes commitment and consistency. So I did once hear a great line by Denzel Washington where he says, without commitment, you will not start, but without consistency, you will not finish. The most successful people have one attribute that distinguishes them, and that is discipline. No matter how tough the going gets, they don't quit. They may fall down and they will still rise and they will continue. I think the best example to give you to really reinforce why discipline is important is think of two runners. They are running at the same pace, the same race, they hit the same obstacles. Both of them fall down. However, one of them decides to still crawl back to their knees and back on their feet and continue the race, whereas the other remains on the ground waiting for someone to come and help them, and probably altogether quitting the race. What you notice between these two runners, it's not that they both do not go through an obstacle, but rather it is that despite the obstacle, one runner continues with the race. And that is one key trait of successful people: remaining focused on the goal, remaining disciplined through commitment and consistency to see the goal through to the end, regardless of the obstacles and the challenges that we will face. Quite honestly, if I reflect on my goals just this year, this is an area that I have identified that I truly need to improve. I start off strong and I hit some obstacles and they derail me. And I think it's okay for you to be derailed. It's just having that goal in front of you so that you can focus on it, and having that discipline to know that this is something I wanted to achieve, this is something that I can achieve, and getting back in line with this. So I would definitely suggest you really look at your goals and ask yourself, what was very important to me? When did I stop? And if you're still on the ground, get back up, and it's not too late. We can still do this. We will fall and rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall and rise, but we can do this. Just rise up, rise up. The fourth reason why we fail in goal setting is the lack of a support network. With this, I mean lack of people around you within your network who have the same goals, who have the same ideas, who are pursuing their goals in the same vigor and in the same passion. Because what happens is, it's not always easy to motivate yourself, and this is where a good support network comes in. Because as you see the people around you pushing and forging forward towards their goals and achieving them, one, it gives you some great ideas on, oh my goodness, I can also do it because my friends have done it. Two, it allows you to be able to be more creative, especially if your support network has the same exact goals. You are able to gather idea and have someone to brainstorm with, and it also just opens your mind to be able to see the potential within you, because you know that someone else is also doing it and that they are achieving it. And so ask yourself, as you look at your goals, do you have someone in your network or people in your network who have the same goals? Do you have people in your network who are passionate about achieving their goals? Do you have people who have achieved their goals that they set out for themselves? Do the people around you have any goals at all? And these are critical questions that you need to ask yourself, and maybe help you identify that this is the best time to surround yourself with people who are pursuing the same goals as you are. So the fifth way that we fail in goal setting is something that I have done so many times, and that is having too many goals. Yes, something as simple as having too many goals is a recipe for failure. I remember reviewing my 2018 goals, and here I was with a list of 25 goals that I wanted to achieve in the year. And don't get me wrong, it is great to have goals. However, earlier on we've just spoken about having a clearly defined plan on how you want to execute your goals. What I failed to consider is, would I be able to come up with 25 plans? Can I discipline and focus myself and execute on 25 goals with the discipline and commitment that each of them need? And the truth is no. And so what I'm striving to do is really write as many goals as I have. And I think that is important, writing down all your goals. However, once you've written them down, it's really prioritizing, asking yourself, what are the 2 or 3 or 4 goals that I want to singularly focus on this year? And by doing so, it allows you to, one, really prioritize and determine what is truly important to you in that particular year. and two, it allows you to have enough time to fully dedicate and commit yourself to achieving those goals, because there are not too many that you don't have time or you're stretching yourself thin, but you are actually able to manage your time, manage the resources you have, and actually focus on them. So the final reason why we fail in goal setting is not frequently reviewing our goals. In my case, between January to date, I can honestly say I have not reviewed my goals as frequently as I should. And that's where I set myself up for failure, because even if we have goals and you're not frequently reviewing them, and it may be as frequent as weekly or bi-weekly, I truly believe that a month should not go by, at the very most 1 month should not go by without you reviewing your goals. So I would also encourage you to take a step and ask yourself, how frequently do you review your goals? Because if we can review our goals frequently, it will help us to identify gaps. Because anytime we review our goals, we realize, oh wow, I wasn't focusing on this, and then the next week you're able to focus on it. But two, it will be able to allow us to better develop our plan, because at the beginning we had this goal, we came up with a plan, and of course as we continue, the plan may end up changing, but the only way we can correct the course of the plan is by reviewing it, and that way we are making the plan more efficient, and that way we are striving towards that goal. Okay guys, so I hope I have shared with you some of the reasons why we fail in goal setting. You would rather try and fail, because at some point in time, if you push long and you press hard and you remain persistent, and you want to learn and you want to improve and you want to achieve it, you truly will achieve it. And so don't focus too much on the past or your past regrets or what you should have done, but focus more on, what can I do now? Now that I know this, now that I've identified this gap, what can I do? And it doesn't mean that because you've identified that it's going to be easy, or that ultimately you still won't fall back in the same habits, but it means that now that you've identified it, even when you fall back, you're going to still try and rise and keep pushing forward. Okay guys, it is time for me to call it a wrap. Yeah! Thank you if you stayed with me all throughout this video. I hope you got some great ideas to push you forward to the remainder of the year. Don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share some techniques on how you are staying on top of your goals. Until next time guys,